at 7:01 p.m. We all can stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, and justice for all. All right. Maria or Molly, did we get any public comment in?
I don't have any public comment.
No.
Me neither.
Okay. I need a motion to approve the September 14th meeting.
I will.
For the purpose of Zoom, can you just say your name so Molly can give everybody the right credit, please?
Oh, motion by Richard.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead. We're stepping all over each other.
Go ahead, Rich.
Yeah, go ahead. Motion by Richard Demko.
Seconded by Pat Lombardi.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Good. Discussion on parks and school. Tony?
We're just doing our final cuts. We're trying to start our leaf cleanup, and we're getting ready for winter ops. Full steam ahead. So we'll be doing our final cuts in the parks and Board of Ed, and we are starting to vac up leaves where, at all the town buildings, in the parks where we can, and also Board of Ed sites. That's about all I have for parks and Board of Ed.
Okay. Any transfers?
No transfers to report.
All right. Financial update?
Financial update, other than our straight overtime account.
Yep.
That last storm, we took a pretty good hit. That's a little bit depleted. We still have a few $1,000s in there. We'll see how we get through the rest of the fiscal year. That's one for usually call-ins for hazards in the roadway or something to that effect.
Mhm.
Right now, I'm just keeping an eye on it. But as you all know, snow is the big overtime account that we always run over on. But just to let everybody know, other than that, I don't see anything that sticks out of concern as of now.
At least we have salt.
I'm sorry?
I said, at least we have salt, right?
Yeah, we have a full shed.
Or brine,
So-
whatever.
That's a good thing. We could start the season with a full shed this year. We usually do every year, but that's something that kind of took over from last winter.
Mhm.
So it's one less thing on the checklist that we have to do this year. But right now we're going through all the equipment and making sure, like we do every year, that everything's ready for snow. So
Great. Any questions on the financial updates? Okay. Vehicle update?
vehicle update, we're in full motion. We've ordered the bodies for the 2 plow trucks. And again, to everything snow related now, we're going through all the trucks, making sure everything's ready, all the plows. We put a couple orders in for, anything relevant to the plows, bolts, nuts, plow blades, what have you. But nothing out of the ordinary to report with equipment. We're hopeful to have at least one of those plow trucks done by December. A big hope. But that is well underway. We did get our PO, we placed the order, and we're full steam ahead. We're pretty excited about that project. So now it's a waiting game for the bodies to come in. But I did inform the mechanic that I would expect, because the order said that 90 days for the bodies to come in, and I kind of want to be a little aggressive there and ask the mechanic to make sure you're calling. I mean, I don't care if you're a pain in the rear. You know, I would like to get the bodies as soon as we can. So if we can get them in 60 days or 70 days, it's, you know, any little bit helps.
Yes.
Right.
So,
So
you know,
where are
sometimes
we
you
at?
deal with vendors and they get your money and then it's like a waiting game. And as I'm sure as we all know. So I'm trying to be a little on the aggressive side with that. Because the goal ultimately is to get these trucks ready.
So where are we on the timeline with that? I mean, when was the order placed? How far in behind are
The
we?
order was placed the same day that we got our PO, and we're probably, I would give approximately 30 days in, maybe a little more. But, you know, it's on my radar. It'll stay there until they hit the garage. So if we call them once a month even, you know, how's the order going? How's things going? I just don't want to get complacent there. Because if we get complacent, then sometimes the vendor will get complacent. So, but we were pretty active and aggressive again. You know, we got the PO. We did a lot of legwork in the beginning to get this project underway. And I would like to carry that out until we meet our goal and have these trucks done. So,
Well, we need to
fingers
stay
crossed.
we need to stay on top of it. I'm sure you am. My concern is that, you know, hopefully we do not get stuck with
Well,
a storm.
yeah, we do have a backup plan, just to your
Okay.
point, where we had our backup truck. We did some additional work on that, just in case one of these trucks wasn't done. We had something to put in the area. So
Good,
we're kind of covering our tracks.
super.
So we definitely do our best to provide an adequate plan where we don't cut ourselves short. So, but that's all I have for equipment updates. What's that old saying? A failure to plan is a plan to fail. And
Nice.
we're all about planning in DPW.
That's right.
You gotta be the squeaky wheel.
That's it.
Absolutely.
What's next on that?
Transfer station.
Transfer station.
Transfer station.
The compactor seems to be finally resolved. We haven't had any issues with that. I do believe I want to get up there and take a look at the compost pile. We may set that up for another vendor, another cleanup, being with the storm and such. Other than that, we're, you know, doing our best to keep it clean and, you know, just daily keeping everything up to date and so on and so forth. So that's a good thing that our compactor's finally been, knock wood, resolved. We haven't had any complaints of that thing going out of service since our board meeting.
Thank goodness.
It is good news. We went to,
Just on a lighter note, of course, you know, I'm monitoring our
yeah,
folks from Oak Ridge, and well, they're not at 6 o'clock yet, but what they're at is acceptable instead of 3:30 in the morning.
well, you know, I mean, you and I have communicated, and like I tell you, I do address it every time that if I see him or I get a call, it's addressed, because I could wholeheartedly agree.
Yep.
That, you know, nobody wants to be woken up 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. You know, I understand completely, and that does not go ignored. I am on top of that as best I can be. You know, sometimes they want to put you to the test, but
Which just leads me to ask another question, and I'm asking because, you know, I just got on in January, and I want to, you know, just have a understanding. And it appears that when we have a holiday, we're posting on either our website or the town's website that the pickups will be a day late.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We had Columbus Day last week, and some of my neighbors were saying to me, is the garbage going to be picked up tomorrow? And I said, geez, I really don't know. I don't know if they're a day behind. So,
Yeah, I mean, you really got me on that one. I know some of the holidays, they do a day behind, and some they
Yeah.
pick them up. And to be honest, I don't even know what it is, and I got to get that, we should get that more detailed on the website, maybe on our Facebook
right,
page. But you're right,
that's my
that's something we
point.
have to look at. No, I had very
And,
well
and,
taken.
and again,
I'm even confused on that, because like I
Right.
said, there are some holidays they pick it up, and then some holidays are a day behind. Which, I want to find out which ones are picked up and which ones are a day behind, because that could throw everybody off. Understood. Well, I'm going to get to the bottom of that.
I bring it up, the other reason is we've got the website, either the towns or our own, and we should properly, be putting the information out there in a timely manner on those websites, so we're keeping people informed. That's
Yep.
my only comment there.
Good.
Not to
Point well
mention
taken.
critical of you or anyone else, just good communication.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, speaking of communication, well, I'll get up to that on, when we go to talk to it. Okay. Work update director, is that it for the transfer station? Sorry.
That's it for transfer station, unless you have any
Okay.
other questions.
No, I have my stuff in, other comments. Work update director's report.
Okay, for the month of September. Get it up here. For banner installations, as you know, we do that every year for Pink.
Yeah.
We installed 286 banners. For line painting, we painted 70 stop bars, 32 stop aheads, and we restriped all the pink line for the pink. And then we also painted 18 pink ribbons stenciled in pink. Totally 20 gallons of paint was used. And let's see, what do we do for man hours? 152 combined man hours from, I believe, heavy equipment and driver hours, a total of 152 man hours. The next, bulk pickup. We did 68 households. We picked up 12 tons of garbage, metal combined. Total man hours for that one was 104. Roadside sidearm mowing. There's a total combined 72 heavy equipment hours, 32 driver hours, and 136 labor hours, totaling 240 man hours. That is to cut back all the overgrowth townwide in all our intersections to make the town appear to be clean and nicely manicured. We did 40 hours, labor hours, to maintain WPCA sewage plant and all the pump stations. Our trash run and litter control. There's a total of 64 man hours. 2 tons of trash was removed and hauled to the transfer station and off the roads. Tree trimming, 40 heavy equipment hours and 48 driver hours to 88 total hours. We're at Veterans Park. We trimmed the trees on Mountain Road, Titus Lane. We cleared a fallen tree at the transfer station, removed a dead tree at Middle School, and we chipped brush on Clifton. Pothole repair, 180 potholes were repaired using 6 tons of asphalt. Total of 64 man hours. Road construction, we had a great month for road construction. Chatfield School, we moved a bike rack and saw cut cement curb in place of a new asphalt ramp. We did a drainage pipe repair at 3 Castle Lane, 2 basin repairs on Short Street, 2 basin repairs on Sanford, and 1 basin repair on Skokarat. Colonial Manors High Street, Colonial Manors and High Street, 300 feet of 15-inch drainage pipe was installed with a new basin and new manhole to eliminate flooding and icing issues. That was a pretty systemic problem there for quite a while. We worked in conjunction with the town engineer. We developed a good plan. That was quite a bit of a project there, but mission accomplished. We checked the area with the heavy rains we got last week, and it's running beautiful over there. So it was another one of those problems that have been lingering for some time, and we addressed it and finally got it right and corrected it. And finally, for grounds maintenance in the parks, let's see, we did 268 man hours for driver, 198 for labor, 96 for seasonal, total of 562 man hours to manicure our parks and have all our athletic fields dragged and lined and ready for activity. And then finally, Board of Ed grounds maintenance, 128 labor hours, 74 seasonal hours, 202 total. And again, that was to manicure all the school campuses along with all the athletic fields to line and drag. And that will be the end of the director's report for September. Any questions, concerns? Another great month of productivity.
We send out the reports to everybody this month.
I'm sorry,
I
Pat, what
believe,
did
yeah.
Well, we get the man hour and the financials. I didn't get any this month. I don't know whether I missed them.
Jordan?
We have it.
Jordan
that?
usually
you sent that out
met.
yesterday?
It came out on Jordan's report, yes.
Okay.
Joe,
Didn't see that.
yeah, Jordan usually sent them out.
Yeah, I sent it out in an email with the after Molly sent the link today.
Okay.
Oh boy, Jordan.
I printed them both.
Lovely, isn't it? That's why I'm on mute most of the time.
Wow. We know to leave him alone in the morning, Frank. Doesn't sound like he's gonna get much sleep tonight. But that's all I have for my director's report for the month of September.
Great. Thank you, Tony.
Okay.
Other business?
Madam Chairman, for our next meeting, if we could add meeting dates for 2021 to the agenda, so we can set our meeting dates in December and get them on file.
Molly, you're on mute.
Yeah, I'll add that, and I'll
Should be
I'll
under,
set up a list for us to review
Yeah.
for the second Monday.
right, and paying particular attention to any days that would fall, okay, on a holiday where we
Mhm.
would not be able to conduct a meeting due to the holiday. That would be great.
Yep.
Can we add, Tony, to our Facebook page, our Public Works Facebook page, the leaf pickup and the
Yep.
bolt pickup?
Absolutely, as soon as we know more in detail on when we will start our leaf pickup. Like I said, right now, we're just maintaining our parks and schools, but
Right,
when we start doing our curbside brown bag pickup, I will certainly update the Facebook page.
because somebody had asked about that on Facebook page. I'm like, I'm not even getting into it with you right now.
What?
No, I wasn't even getting in with that person answering that
Oh,
question.
yeah,
And all
that's
the
no-
leaves, have fallen off the trees yet.
Yeah.
And the
Some- yeah,
squirrels
I
have
get-
not gathered all the nuts.
Go make a scarecrow with what you have in your property right now.
Maybe
Quite a bit of
Public
leaves
Works
still
can
on
pick
the
them off the
trees.
trees.
What, Tom?
There's quite a bit of leaves still on the trees, which I'm pretty
Yeah.
surprised about.
What did you say, Bill?
I said maybe Public Works can pick them off the trees.
Yeah, be careful, Bill. We'll ask for that, you know.
I mean, because they don't think that we're busy and our guys are busy enough.
Right.
Tony, can you go, I do have other business. We had spoken earlier today in regards to a letter request that you had received.
From the PD.
Yes, I want you to discuss that with this board, please.
Okay. Right now, I just received an email with a letter from the chief. And let me see if I can find the email. And I was going to address it with the board. I wanted to do some research and get some cost analysis together. But apparently, what they're asking for, I guess it's coming from the chief and the Board of Police Commissioners, to where, just so everybody knows, last year we did about, I don't know, 100 or more, Frank, stop ahead paintings on the roads. And it was more or less in 3- and 4-way intersections, which was quite a, it was a pretty good sized project. And it was requested of us to do it like at the very end of the fall, in the beginning, starting of the winter. So obviously that time of the year, we can't do any line painting. It'll never adhere to the ground or what have you. And besides, we're, full blown into winter ops. But we got it done. Now, this year, they're approaching with another request. And let me find the email. Let's see. And what they're looking for is they want us now to, here we go. I'll just read the letter to you if you don't mind. It's from the chief, and it says, on behalf of the Seymour Board of Police Commissioners, I am respectfully requesting the word stop be painted on the roadway in front of the white crossbar at all 3- and 4-way intersections throughout the town of Seymour. In addition, the Board of Public Commissioners is requesting larger stop signs, replace current stop signs for higher visibility at all 3- and 4-way intersections throughout the town of Seymour. As the legal traffic authority for the town of Seymour, I believe these improvements will enhance public safety. Thank you in advance for your consideration to these requests and in assisting with keeping our community safe. Should have any questions or need additional information, I can be reached 203-8881-7629 or 203-996-7309. My concerns there are obviously that a lot of these intersections, we've already put the stop ahead down. To put big bold letters at the stop bars, stop. I think it becomes a little cumbersome, but more of a concern I have is the stop signs that they're requesting. Now we're trying to get the numbers now. These bigger stop signs is it's a lot of money that they're asking for. So I don't know where I'm going to be able to get the money for it because it's not my budget, or I do not have the resources, unless, of course, you want me to stop repairing potholes and doing our everyday work, because that's what it's going to take to get something like this done. So, that's just some of the concerns I have. That right now, I am doing some research on it and putting some numbers together. But, and again, it's requested that at the end, I mean, we're getting into the end of fall, approaching winter, winter ops, and this is something we couldn't even remotely think of starting until the springtime. And I don't know how I would be able to do that with everything else we're doing. So it's quite the undertaking. It's quite it's a pretty big request, and in order for us to even remotely think about or be able to accomplish it, is I'm going to need to ask for more resources, funding in the budget. So again, I'll put I'll do some research on my end to see exactly what something like this will cost us, and we'll go from there. But
We
this
normally
is,
absorb the cost on when we put up a stop sign now.
I'm sorry, I didn't get that. You broke up.
I said, do we normally absorb the cost of a stop sign being put up now?
Yeah, but I mean, we can average, like, if we're replacing a stop sign or even installing one, we may do 3 or 4 a year. Am I accurate with that, Frank? I mean, it's not something, we don't do any big major projects where, at a 3 or 4-way intersection, that's 4 stop signs that you got to replace, and probably $100 a piece for the big ones. That you got to put 2 poles in the ground and you got to cement them in. That's quite the undertaking to do that, and you want the whole town done.
Well, I see 2 issues here, which obviously have talked about, and that is number one, the timing and the costs.
Right.
And I think before you do anything, your approach to, getting the information as to what these, I mean, did they give you a specific size they're looking for, or?
No, nothing like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to research the sizes, the costs, the resources, and I'm going to put a report together. This is what it's going to cost us. Because I don't want them to think that I don't want to, not give them what they're asking for. But to ask for this time of the year, I just don't want them to think that we're not being responsive to the requests. You have to consider the month that we're in. And, we're 6 months out before I could even think of looking at something of this nature.
And you just did
Or where the money's going to come from to do it, to even, So those are some of the concerns I have right off before we go any further.
Yeah, and in September, Tone, you did 70 stop bars and 32 stop ahead bars. So it's not like you're not working on it, right? And how many accidents have we had for people that can't see a stop sign?
Right, but those are already in the roadway that we just try to freshen up,
Yeah.
So, when we put a new one in, it got to put the stencil down, measure them out. And it's a little detailed. The ones that we went over and painted for September are already there. We're just whitening them up, restriping them so they don't fade.
Right.
And then like to stop the big stop bars that they want to put on spell stop out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if you could picture it in your head, you have to stop ahead. You go to the big stop sign, and then you got the stop bar with another stop in there.
It's too much.
You got to put that 4 ways on a 4-way intersection.
Right?
Right. Unless the Board of Police Commissioners are going to take it out of their budget, we can't afford to do it. I would get the cost. I would get the cost and present it to them.
Yeah.
And have it all typed up of how much it's going to cost, like you plan on doing. But that's not something I believe we have budgeted in the Public Works budget.
Right.
And if they're going to pay for it, then so be it. A normal stop sign that's been damaged, I understand. But to get one extra big or to write stop, it's ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense. And unless there's a lot of accidents in that area, and if that's the case, then they need to put police officers in that area. We are not a policing department.
Right. And you got to understand too that there were some residents did complain about just the stop bars we put in the stop ahead.
Listen,
am I right,
I got
Frank?
complaints because people had yellow lines going down their road that never had yellow lines before.
So, but I just, to let you know where we're at, I got the letter today. So if anybody hears anything, I just don't want anybody to think I will respond to the chief. I just don't want people to think that I'm putting them off or, just being the time frame and the month we're in. And so I will have a report done within a week or so.
Okay.
Yeah, I got few issues with this. I mean, first off, I mean, I think this is kind of an extreme waste of money and resources.
Yeah.
But with that said, did you say that the Board of Police Commissioners approved this already?
You know, from what the letter says, Mr. Demko, I don't know. I mean, he's saying they're requesting it, and I don't know. I mean, he did say in his letter that, you know, he's a traffic authority of the town, and as the legal traffic authority for the town of Seymour, I believe these improvements will enhance public safety. Now, if this is me, all respectful, with all due respect, I would like to pull up some stats and something that's going to confirm why I want to make the investment I want to make.
Yeah.
It's got to be more than opinion based if you're going to really get into this kind of project.
Right. I mean, this is Seymour, Connecticut. I mean, it's not like, you know, we're a highway. It's not like
Waterbury.
crazy
Yeah,
city.
you know, and I'm just and I'm thinking, you know, top of my head, and I could picture this in my head that you come to a four-way stop sign or four-way intersection, you got to put 4 big stop signs up, and you just picture the intersection itself with all the
Very aesthetic.
all the writing in the roadway and stuff.
Right.
I mean,
I would.
So, but
far
again, I'm even going to ask the town engineer if he could just draw me up a quick little plan that I want to put in there, you know, like a print of it, just so you can have a visual of what it would look like.
Right. Once you get those numbers together and you send the report to the police commissioners, could you please copy the board
Oh,
members
absolutely, absolutely.
letters so
Will.
that
I would
they have the
usually,
information?
no, I'll bring it to the board before I bring it to the police commissioners or respond to the chief. I'll bring it to my board first.
Okay.
I'm always transparent. I like to keep everything within our board first.
And then our board can respond adequately.
Yeah, or at least you know when you have a heads up that should you get anything in return, you're already well aware of it.
Right. Okay.
All right.
So did any public comment come in while we're in our meeting?
No.
Okay, great. Is there no other business?
Motion to adjourn.
Second it, Bill Stowe.
First by Pat Lombardi, second by Bill Stowe. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Great. All right, guys, have a great
Hey.
night. Stay